Hey guys, this is Dahlia and I help professionals to land international careers, so to design those careers, get those careers, and also to earn the income that they want to be earning. And so speaking about income, I wanted to come on here and discuss money today. And the reason I realized that we need to talk about this is because pretty much every single day, someone tells me that I don't care about money. Have you ever found yourself saying that? So obviously, you know, I want to ask people about their goals, their career goals. I have to ask them, what is your target salary? What are you aiming towards? And oftentimes people kind of go, who, me? My target salary? Money? I don't care about money, you know. They almost get offended by the question. And it's very interesting that so many people say they don't care about money, and that money is such a taboo topic that that we're afraid to talk about, even with someone who does career strategy, right? Like if you can't talk about money with someone who is working on career strategy with you, who can you talk to about with money? And so I started thinking about this and wondering, why is it so taboo? Why can't we talk to money? Who do we talk to money about? And it was making me realize that, well, number one, I've changed a lot in terms of my money mindset, and sometimes I forget how far I've come compared to where I was before, and how most people, like most of us, are taught about money and how that's actually influencing our life, and usually not for the better. And so it's, you know, it's so ingrained in us that money is something evil. Money, I mean, I wasn't even raised to think that money is evil, and even I have a lot of negative beliefs about money, or at least I used to have them. And just thinking that, you know, oh, hi Sama, say hello if you can see me. We're talking about money mindset because so many people say they don't care about money, and it's actually seriously blocking their career goals. And so I'd love to hear in the comments, like, do you care about money or not? Just write, you know, yes or no. Do you care about money? Are you someone who often says, I don't care about money? Or are you someone who says, I'm trying to earn more? Which one are you? What do you think about money? And so often, you know, there are all these views about money that get ingrained in us from a young age, usually from, yes, our parents, whether we realize it or not, and maybe a few other figures around us. Like I think in religious education, as well as in the regular school education, often we get taught not to be greedy, or that wanting money means that you're greedy, right? Or that money is something that only bad rich people have, and that they got that money from some terrible thing that they did, and you wouldn't want to do terrible things to get money, would you? So be happy with what you have, and all of that kind of thing. And all of these messages and these beliefs get ingrained in us, and then it starts to sabotage where we can get to. And then we get into this weird space where on one hand we have these goals which usually require money, and those goals, I mean, I'm not talking about Lamborghinis and stuff like that. I'm talking about, sometimes our goal is to have a stable housing, like a stable roof over our heads. And a lot of us can't even afford that, right? And we feel guilty about wanting money, and yet we can't even afford a roof over our heads. So we have this idea that money means Lamborghinis, and when really we just want money for these other kinds of goals. But then we don't let ourselves have it because we think that money is bad. So, you know, if you guys can share, what are some of your beliefs about money? Maybe this is a bit too deep for you guys to just think about right now, but what is something that you believe about money, or something that was taught to you? How did your parents deal with money? I know with my parents, like I was always taught to save. I remember grocery shopping with my parents and them showing me how I can buy the cheapest possible item, like how to compare prices, and not just to go by the price tag that you see. You have to look at, you know, what is the weight of that product so you can find the true cost and that kind of stuff. And on one hand, you know, that was very good of my parents to teach me that. On the other hand, I definitely got this mentality that I need to really price shop, I need to compare every price, every cent, all of that makes a difference, I should save wherever possible. And while that kind of mentality and knowing how to compare products can be really useful in a lot of circumstances, and we should definitely know how to do that, when this gets ingrained in us from a young age, we start making all our purchasing decisions like that, and we can also start limiting ourselves in terms of what we think we should earn. So a lot of us learn, not earn, a lot of us learn how to not earn. A lot of us learn how to save money and try to spend as little as possible, but we don't learn how to earn more money. So often the kind of advice out there is all about cutting back, saving. A lot of people are very proud about how frugal they know how to be. And you guys are honestly pretty amazing with your resourcefulness, with how well you're able to survive on very low incomes. Oh, we have a comment from Sama. She says, doing a great job, Dahlia. I used to think that caring about having money is something bad. Not anymore. Well done, Sama. So what was it that got you to change that? What did it take to get you to change that belief, and why did you think it was bad before? That's really interesting. Yeah, so I think it's a process for most people to realize that making money is not bad. And for some people, that process can take a really long time. And the longer you take to realize it, the longer it takes you to start earning more. And as we all know, the sooner we can start earning more, the sooner you have the compound effect of time on your income. So the sooner you can really start saving and then make more money, have more freedom. Like if it takes you your whole life to realize money is not bad, and you only get to a higher salary 20 years from now, obviously over the course of your lifetime, you don't have as much saving power, and you're not gonna have as much money for your assets. You're not going to have as much freedom in your life. You might not be able to think about retirement, right? So the sooner you can really examine your money mindset and figure out what it is and figure out what you need to change about it, the sooner you can then develop that higher earning power and actually start reaching your goals and being able to save. Because what I'm noticing right now is a worrisome situation where a lot of, I want to say young people, but honestly, not everyone with this mindset is necessarily young at all. And so a lot of people are comparing themselves to the others they know around them. And we've discussed this before, how you often look at the 5 people closest to you. So often that's your family, maybe some of your friends. Because we're so uncomfortable talking about money, we just compare ourselves to the people closest to us because we don't feel like we're allowed to ask anyone else we know about how much they earn. So I remember for me, I really only knew in terms of salaries. I remember when I was little, I asked my parents how much they earned. And so I knew how much my parents earned, and that was basically it. I didn't really have any idea how much anyone else in the world was earning. So when I was able to match my parents' salary and surpass that, of course, I thought I was doing amazing in life, right? I'd won. But then getting higher than that and continuing to scale beyond that was really tough, because that was like my cap. And I know this goes on for a lot of people, that either you have trouble matching what your parents are earning, or you have trouble surpassing that. And depending what kind of household you grew up in, like what your parents were earning might not be enough for this day and age or for your kind of goals. It might not match what you want to be earning, not just for your own lifestyle, but for the kind of impact you want to be making. And some of you guys have these amazing projects, okay? You not only want to do things for yourself and give back to your families. Some of you have parents who have invested in your education, and you say you want to be able to pay back your debts to your parents, or at least send them on a nice holiday, at least do something financial, something for them in a financial way, because financially they've supported you so much. You want to be able to give back, but there's no way you can give back because you just don't make enough. And for the foreseeable future, there's no way you're going to make enough to give them back anything close to what they've given you. And so some of you want to be able to earn more, but you don't really know how to do it. And or you want to be able to earn more for that reason, but at the same time you think money is bad. So how do you expect to earn money that you're going to be able to use to give back to your parents when you still have that belief that money is something bad, right? It's the two things are never going to come together. It's never going to work out. Another example of something really nice that I've heard people want to have money for is starting NGOs, starting projects that are going to give back to society. And so it just proves that money doesn't have to be bad. Where does this idea come from that money is bad? Like, we talk about all the poverty in the world, we talk about all of these things that require more money. So, who's going to earn the money to be able to donate to those causes, or even if it's not a donation, even if it's something that is, you know, a kind of a project that contributes to those causes, that makes those causes better, that helps those causes, who are the good people who are going to be able to afford to contribute to those causes? If all of the good people of the world decide that they hate money and money is bad and that it's only for those evil people at the top, well then those evil people at the top who we're all complaining about are going to control the world's money, and we're just going to be here at the bottom complaining about it, and we're never going to be able to make the difference that we want to be making. So we've discussed it before, right? Thriving versus surviving. And so many people are very proud of themselves for how frugal they are, but essentially that's like being very proud of your survival skills. And honestly, I'm impressed as well at your survival skills. Some of you guys are earning very little and you're managing, you know, you're making sure you're living with flatmates and you're not taking too many vacations. You walk to work, you don't take a car, which is also great for the environment. So, you know, that's great in more ways than one. You're just so good at saving money, but you're not even able to think about long-term planning. You're not even able to think about, forget about retirement, right? Just forget about that. That is way too long-term for most of you guys to be thinking about, because you're barely making ends meet for this month. And you're not able to think about some of these holidays that you want to go on, like we mentioned before, giving back to your family, and you certainly can't think about donating or building a cause or starting a business that you believe in and all that kind of stuff, because you're just not earning enough. And so I just want to share a couple of examples with you so that you can realize the kind of context that you're all living in. So we all have our contexts around us, right? If you have very rich people around you, then probably your idea of what is a lot of money is higher than someone else. But a lot of you guys don't even know one millionaire in your life. So you don't, you know, you think that it's normal to be more like in survival mode. And so I mean, for example, I've talked to people who are practically living out of their cars, and in a way they think that's normal because it is their norm. It is their reality right now. And a lot of people living with their parents, and on one hand they'll tell me, okay, I'm in my 30s, or I'm even in my 40s, or sometimes in my 20s, I'm living with my parents. It's not what I want, but I guess it's not that bad because, you know, a lot of my friends live with their parents, and the economy, it's in a tough place right now. A lot of us need to do that. We all need to survive, right? And so they're kind of justifying their situation. And their situation is their norm because it's their reality right now, and oftentimes they're able to draw on some other examples around them to show that the way that they're living is normal and it's okay to be surviving like that. But you don't need to compare. When it comes to money, you don't need to compare yourself to other people to know what's normal. All you need to do is decide what you want. And that's where a lot of people say, well, if I was just going by what I want, I would just aim to be super rich. But maybe not. Like, why do you want to be rich? What is the point? Well, you need to think, what are the exact things you would do with that money? Some of you honestly don't want to be rich because you have no idea what you would do with the money. But the majority of you do have vacations that you're not taking. You do have a dream apartment that you are not living in, or a dream house that you're not living in, or a dream location that you're not living in. You do have a contribution that you wish you could make, but you're not, because you don't have the money, and you haven't even been able to think about all of these things because you're barely making ends meet, and so there's no more space to think about other stuff. And where people get stuck is as soon as they start thinking about what they want more money for, they say, well, I can't even allow myself to think about that because I don't know how I'm gonna earn that amount. But it doesn't matter if you don't know the how. The how can be figured out. There is a process to upgrade all this. But first you need to examine your beliefs, because you can't get to the how until you really realize what is sabotaging your money, and how you can move past your own kind of limitations. And this is a process that we all need to go on. It looks like Sama, has already gone on that process, not to have those blocks. But even once we start going down that process, there's always going to be more upgrading to do. So, like for me, I ended up earning more than my parents. I was all proud of myself. And then I realized, oh, now I have even bigger goals and I'm gonna have to surpass myself again if I wanna get to those next goals. So yeah, you guys need to ask yourselves, what are your goals? How much income are you gonna need to earn for that? And then, once you do that, there are so many ways to increase your income. It's not just a matter of looking at your industry. What are people paid in my industry, in my city? Okay, I'm being paid the norm. I have to stay where I am. There are many, many ways to change that. If you don't know how, come talk to me or a member of my team and we will discuss, whether that's something that you could do for your own income. But it's making me a bit sad to talk to people who are so limited in their lives right now, and even in terms of their goals. They can't even think of a bigger goal because they don't have the money for it. And people are living in ways that are sometimes not that far beyond the poverty line, and they just think that that's normal and that's something that they have to put up with. So ultimately, you guys have to think about, what do you deserve? What do you believe you deserve? Because a lot of us don't even want to believe that we're worth earning more than what we're earning. And another point I wanted to cover is, are you feeling uncomfortable right now? So is money something that is still uncomfortable for you to talk about? Why is it that money is so taboo of a topic in our society? And I think that's one of the big problems. Because it's so taboo, we only take our money examples from a couple of people around us. And you need to ask yourselves, are those few people whose lives you want to have? And if not, then you need to get new money examples around you. You need to learn from people who are earning what you want to earn, who either are able to afford the things you want to afford, or even if they're not necessarily buying the things you want to be buying, that maybe they're not making the same choices with money that you would make, but as long as you're clear on the choices you would make, you can still learn from those people and see at least how they're making their money and if that's a viable option for you. And realize there are some really great examples of people out there who are spending their money in a good way, and that there are ways that you can start making good money choices so that you can feel good about the way that you're spending and you can feel good about earning money. Because money doesn't have any meaning, right? And if you're still embarrassed to talk about it, or you're saying, oh, I don't care about money, that means that it means something. It means something very heavy to you. And if you want to upgrade your money mindset, you actually need to remove meaning from money. Money is nothing. Money is just a resource. You're right, you shouldn't care about money, but if you are saying that it doesn't matter to you, that you have no financial goals, you don't want to upgrade, then actually probably what you're saying is that you're afraid of money, and it does mean something to you, and it's probably a source of shame for you, right? That either you don't want to earn more because you think that money means something bad, or you're very comfortable with money, you're earning plenty already, and so the reason that it means nothing to you is that you have lots of it, right? So you want to think about, what is your relationship with money? Why are you saying you don't care about it? Is it because you have no worthwhile goals to earn more? Or is it that you feel afraid to ask for more and you feel afraid of thinking about those money goals? So let me know, what do you think your money mindset is right now? Oh, thanks so much for the thumbs up. And also put a comment in if you're watching right now. Whoever put those thumbs up, let me know, what is your money mindset? Do you think it's good or bad? Which side do you think you're aiming towards? Let me know. So yeah, oh, I wanted to show you guys my treasure box. Look at this. I forgot, I brought this little prop here. It's a box full of money from different countries. Of course, it's an international money box, just to get you inspired. And, oops, it's kind of heavy. So you want to really think, what are my goals for money? See if you can upgrade those goals and have a money treasure box or something to motivate you to realize money is not bad. You're allowed to have it because you're going to use it to do good in the world. Like, I want you guys to be upgrading your money mindsets and doing something good, because all of you who I talk to have these amazing purposes and contributions that you want to create. And many of you are limited in terms of being able to create it because you don't have the funds for it. So I want you to start upgrading your mindset of how much you're allowed to earn, Start having, you know, money symbols around you so that you can remind yourself that you absolutely deserve to have money because you have a good purpose you're going to be using it towards, and you do deserve to live in a nice place. You do deserve to go on beautiful adventures. You deserve to travel. You deserve to be able to, like I have people telling me, oh, I just want to make enough to be able to go out for a drink with my friends and not have to worry about that. And it's awful to have to worry about hanging out with your friends in case they spend money and you feel compelled to spend money as well. Of course you should, you know, that shouldn't be something that you think about. So if you're counting, you know, how many coffees you're having with friends or how many meals out you're having and all of that kind of stuff, it's always good to be conscious of that. I'm not saying, you know, go and spend like crazy if you don't want to, but you have to realize that it's also a bit of a poverty mindset, and it could be related to just, you know, you can watch what you're spending, or you can just earn more and not worry about those $5 lattes that you're buying and that kind of stuff. So make the choice. Do you want to earn more or just be more frugal? And a lot of you are already being as frugal as you can possibly be. Like there's no way to be any more frugal than you are right now, right? And realize that for one person's salary, what you think might be normal for someone else is like very, very poor. They'll look at that and say, I can't believe you're surviving on that. Just like what you're earning for someone else is very high, right? There are people surviving on $1 a day, and if you're earning $1,000 a month, they might think, oh wow, you're very rich. But then someone else is looking at your $1,000 a month and going, wow, you can't even save anything for retirement. You are poor. So just realize all of this stuff is just your own context, and you need to decide what you want your context to be, who you want your role models to be, and how many resources you want to have at your disposal. If you're resourceful, you're going to be able to find money. You're going to be able to decide, I need these resources, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to get them, and you're going to find a way. And you're going to be able to start making more choices and having more freedom. Because at the end of the day, that is what money is. It's more options and it's more freedom. So I think that there's a lot more we can go into when it comes to money. There's a lot we need to discuss. But let me know what questions you have, and then what I'll do is I'll make another video about money, just specifically answering your questions. So leave your questions at the bottom of this video. Let me know if you think you're leaning towards thinking that money is bad, or whether you lean towards thinking it's good. And just let me know what questions you have about money, how you think it's impacting you, what you want to know to be able to make more money or to upgrade your mindset. And then what I'll do is I'll make another video and we will discuss all of that. So I hope this was useful for you. Let me know. And I am hopping on a plane tomorrow. But what I've done is I have an amazing enrollment coach called Nathan. He's going to be handling some of the career roadmap sessions. He's going to be helping me out. And so I've been training him for a while, and he's really, really amazing. So I'm looking forward to you guys meeting him. Nathan is, he's just a really great listener. He really understands career challenges, and we've gone through a lot of training together. I've explained to him what people need. He's already met a number of you guys and has been helping you guys out with your career roadmap sessions and with figuring out whether you would be a good fit for the Accelerate Your Ambitions program. So the program, in case you guys don't know already, it's an 8 weeks long process where we start working on your career goals. So what we do is we plan out where you are going. For some of you, you're still in that state of confusion. You're not sure what you want to do. So we get that dialed in, we figure that out. And then from there, we work on a communication strategy to turn you into an opportunity magnet so that you can stop struggling to find those positions and you start having those opportunities come to you. And we work on getting the opportunities that are really going to pay you what you're worth, and that will make you feel valued as well, so that you can actually earn what you deserve. You can start hitting those goals that you have. You can really start upgrading. So for those of you who are feeling stuck right now financially, who are feeling like you're not being paid what you deserve, or you want to know if there's a way to be paid more, and do that in an international, global context. So some people want to raise their salary but stay where they're living right now. But a lot of people want to travel the world, they want to work remotely, or they want to be able to live in a country that doesn't have very high living expenses but earn a salary from a different country so that they can earn more. So if you're wondering how to do that, what you can do is you can go to the calendar at accelerateYourAmbitions.com/apply. And you're going to be able to just pick a slot that works for you, and then you'll be jumping on a call either with Nathan or with me. Right now, probably more of the slots are going to be with Nathan because I'm going to be flying, but he is amazing and he's going to be able to see if you're a good fit for the program or not. And if not, he'll direct you towards whatever would be the best resource. But either way, you're going to get amazing clarity on whether you're someone who could upgrade their salary and whether you could hit some higher career goals than where you are right now. So go ahead, book a call. You're gonna get a lot of value. You're gonna be able to already start upgrading your career from that call. And yeah, I will see you all very soon. Don't forget to leave in the comments what are your questions about money so that I can answer them on the next video. Okay, thanks for watching, and speak to you guys soon. Bye.